What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another exciting episode of FORNEVERNEWS, the only news source that provides anything and everything anime and manga related. And we don't bore you, we get into it. Let's do it.
No matter how you feel, get it done. No matter how you feel, get it done. No matter how you feel, get it done. No matter how you feel, get it done.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode. As always, you already know 65% of people watching this right now aren't subscribed, and it helps a lot over here with the channel if you hit that subscribe button and hit that bell to get all notifications if you aren't already attached, because yeah, YouTube these days be tough, so it helps out immensely. And also at the same time, you will be notified every time we drop an episode of Forever News. We usually drop Mondays through Fridays, and yeah, giving you that anime and manga news as well as a little bit of geek culture here and there that is not of that realm. I don't want to waste any more of your time. Without further ado, people, let's jump into some of these stories. Let's start off with the top 50 best-selling manga of the week. Now, I want to say we didn't do these last week, if I'm not mistaken, because right around the time I was going to do them, my hiatus happened, so I didn't get a chance to, if I'm not mistaken, go over the last week's one. So we got these, though, or maybe we did, I don't know, but it feels like it's been forever. Anyway, so coming in from 50 through 41, we got at 50, Okiraku Ryoshu no to. Yo, lately they've been going wild with some of the names, dog. I don't know if it's the translators that are doing this, and that's why the names are so, like, ridiculous. Like, yo, just, can you give us the romanization, or not the romanization, you know, just like, is it the romanization? Give us the English word for it, please. It's so difficult. Number 49, some of them, not all of them. 49, Megumi no Daigo Kyukoku no Orange at 49 with 15,000. Feels like volume sales as of late have been a lot lower than they were the last couple years. It's weird to me because, like, I remember even packing out the top 50, it would be a lot higher than what it is now. Interesting. Maybe new year, less fans because different anime aren't airing right now, or maybe because it's early in the year. We'll see things pick up later. But then we got a ton of Jujutsu Kaisen. There's like one mystery told Nakari with 15,000, but then everything else is again Jujutsu Kaisen all the way to 41. Then we got volumes 40 through 31. Again, another Jujutsu Kaisen at 40, but then we got at 39. The maid I recently hired is Mysterious Volume 5. I wonder what the heck that is. It's a shonen comedy. I mean, it's a maid and probably funny, but with 16.594 thousand copies, 5th volume. What publisher is that? Square Enix. Okay, that's not bad for a Square Enix early manga in there. Okay, then moving up, anything significant in here? Boom. Let's go to 32. Kimetsu Gakuen, aka the Chibi Gag spin-off series of Demon Slayer. This week it did another 17.9 thousand, bringing its total 122,892. Wow. Again, I gotta keep in mind, people, this is a Chibi spin-off. Like, this is, you know, the Rock Lee and his Ninja Pals type of shit. To be doing these numbers, pretty freaking awesome. And, you know, that's all due to the IP. It's not that people are like, oh my god, I need more. That's the greatest comedy in the world. It's that we need more Demon Slayer because that second season, the Entertainment District arc was so freaking good. Oh my god. Okay, I don't want to fanboy too much, but yeah, Kimetsu Gakuen. Well, I'm not fanboying over Kimetsu Gakuen, let's be clear here. Then we got places 30 through 21. What's this? Interesting. Hell Doctor Kurare no Kagaku wa Subete wo Kaiketsu Suru. Okay, volume 8 of that. I don't know, the art caught my interest with 18.5 this week. Okay, then we got Tokyo Revengers. Boom, volume 25. I believe that's the latest volume, if I'm not mistaken. Finally breaking the one. Oh, no. Okay, it did it last week, the one that we didn't cover. Ironic, huh? But yeah, it broke the 1 million copy mark for Tokyo Revengers volume 25. And I believe the next volume is already up and coming, if I'm not mistaken. So that's still there. Bakemonogatari, why does that look so realistic? Is that actually manga? Holy shit. Some of these manga, they're not for play when it comes to the art. Then we got Jujutsu Kaisen volume 0 at 23 with another 21,000, 2.9. Will it break 3 million before it leaves the top 50? I don't know. That's still, you know, 100,000. Yeah. Okay, it will. I'm almost certain before it leaves the top 50, unless it has a dramatic drop. I see it hitting 3 million, absolutely. And then closing this. Wait, what's that? Aru Kagaku no Railgun, another Railgun series. How many Railgun series are they gonna make? Certain scientific Railgun. The time I got bitten by a scientific Railgun and turned into a moose. Like, what? How many more? No disrespect to them. If you enjoy them, you enjoy them. That's great. I'm just saying there's a lot. And then closing it out with at 21 with Jujutsu Kaisen Volume 17 doing 22.810, bringing his total to 2.1 million. What a smash hit, right? Then we got places 20 through 11 at 20. Kubo-san Waboku Mobu wo Yurusanai. People are probably listening. It's like, what? And oh my god, why did I even read that one? Okay, no, that just looks a little bit not up my alley. We're gonna keep going up this. Okay, Fruits Basket, another volume 4. This is, I believe, that spinoff doing 25,000 this week. So 52,000 in 10 days. That's pretty good. Especially it's a spin-off series from an IP that's been around forever. That's actually great now that I think about it. Then moving up, what's this? It looks like Double Dragons, but with like dude has a suit on. I've been on a Double Dragon mention lately the last couple years. Isekai no Shuryaku wa Ware Ware da. Yo, we need these English, like, better translations. Like, I need to know what this is. What am I saying? Coffee and Vanilla Volume 19 at 14 with 34,000. Police in a Pod. Hey, like, that sounds like a podcast about police, yo. They need no. Oh my god. I'm sure there gotta be some, like, maybe ex-police officers that have a podcast or some shit. That'd be interesting to listen to just to see what their mindset is. Like, the mindset of 12. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine doing a documentary like that. Yo, Netflix, I got you. I'm gonna bring it to you. The mind of the police officer. No, never mind. I'm not trying to... Yeah, let's move on. I'm trying to be funny, and I'm not doing a good job of it. Then we got places 10 through 1. Oh, wow. We'll get to that in a second. But, okay, 10, Isekai Oji-san, Volume 7, 43,000. Okay, My Hero Academia dropping a little bit. Volume 33 at number 9 this week with 44,000, doing a total of 663,000. Okay, yeah, it's still doing very, very strong numbers. Very strong numbers for a manga that looking like it's ending this year. Or at the very least, the beginning of next year. Then let's see. Let's keep going. Oshinoko Volume 7, 57,000. Okay, so yeah, they're definitely giving the super Japanese names because that's like Toilet Bound Hanako-kun. Why is it Jibaku Shonen Hanako? Okay, so they purposely, the translator, hey, if that's your preference, do your thing, but oh god, it's a pain to really go through, but maybe you feel like that's more accurate, or you don't know for some series what to do, so you just decided to make it across the board, but it's annoying, I'll tell you the truth. Number 4, Giant Killing. What is that? Volume 60. This looks like a really older series. 66,000. Wow, yeah, what the hell? This must be something like maybe a continuation from a very old manga. Interesting. Then at number 2, Kingdom Volume 64, 140. Oh, so put out a new volume last week. 496,000 total copies in 10 days with 140, is that 8? 148,000 this week. Oh my god, hats off to Kingdom because it did it. I'll always say without an anime because nobody ever cared about the anime like that. And then number 1, which I didn't realize upon filming that it was already out, Tokyo Revengers Volume 26, what came out last week, and in 11 days it has a 704,000 copy total, with again bringing in 182,000. So yeah, that's crazy, man. Look at that. Yo, Tokyo Revengers number 1 2 weeks in a row, I'd imagine, right? Yeah, of course. I'm pretty sure it beat out Kingdom last week as well, so that's kind of crazy. Very interesting top 50 best-selling manga this week. I want to say we should be having new Jump volumes dropping pretty freaking soon. Well, how many days? My Hero been there for 24 years, so maybe next week we should be getting new volumes, or the week after that. So we'll see how those fare, or maybe they're going to be added soon. I don't know. Either way, dope stuff. I'm mad I missed out on the launch of Tokyo Revengers Volume 26. It would have been dope to get the reaction of like, oh, the newest volume's still going strong, but it's still going strong. So yeah. Okay, people, next story. This story in particular was some of a story that I was like, yo, dog, I'm probably going to specialize this episode around this story. So like, I might go full on MAPPA thumbnail, like, you know, every anime that's shown in the thumbnail was going to be MAPPA related somehow, because this story kind of blew me away because y'all know it's been a lot of controversy, a lot of it, surrounding MAPPA Studios. If you don't know about MAPPA Studios, they're the people that they've done the latest season of Attack on Titan, the final season, part 1 and 2. They're responsible for Jujutsu Kaisen. They're currently working on Chainsaw Man. They did Dorororo. Like, they've done a lot of really significantly high quality stuff. They got the Jujutsu Kaisen film out in theaters in Japan, and it's ripping it up. It's pretty much like one of the top 2 studios in anime right now. There's only 2. There's Ufotable and MAPPA, and then everything else like, oh yeah, well, maybe Bones will get it, cool with. But really, everybody's just like mentioning Ufotable and MAPPA, and Ufotable is really only for one anime, for Demon Slayer, and MAPPA is for every anime. It's wild. Maybe Ufotable and MAPPA should share the workload. That'd be interesting to see, although MAPPA does pretty well considering. But with this news in particular, it's even crazier, right? Because it's starting to look like MAPPA is becoming like, I don't know, the conglomerate monopoly of the anime industry in a lot of ways, and it's almost becoming problematic after a certain point, right? Because like, first of all, like, I enjoy and appreciate the different styles that the different anime from different studios have. Like, you're gonna get a different experience from like a Ghibli anime opposed to Studio Wit anime, right? They're gonna be stylistically different, and just in general, they're gonna come across in a different fashion or whatnot. So everything going to MAPPA already feels problematic. Then you got other issues in the anime industry. There's not just the one. Another one being the fact of CGI. Y'all know CGI is really starting to bubble up. In the West, we got stuff like Arcane that is really promoting the agenda, so to speak, of like, yo, CG 3D can be great. And then over here in Japan, they're starting to launch their biggest effort yet with Dragon Ball Super's newest film, the Dragon Ball Super Superhero, which is a terrible name, and 3D CG as well. So that they're pushing the agenda over there in Japan with 3D CG. And in particular, now it looks like, wow, because MAPPA Studio, which this could just be more of to make effective of what they've done. So there's that, because one of the things that I do have to applaud is the fact that studios like MAPPA are trying their best to integrate CG into their anime without disturbing the 2D experience. And that's something that is like, okay, if you could save budget somehow, if that helps to make things easier for whatever it is, and you're blending it into the point where it's barely noticeable or not noticeable at all, go for it. You're not taking me out of the experience, and if you can nail it, so be it. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not completely against CG, and certain studios can do it, but it's still nevertheless a problematic situation, because ultimately it seems like the end goal is full-on CG. And I don't know how that would work. Again, the blend between 2D and CG seems like it's starting to just allow for the eye, for the human eye, to be trained to kind of accept almost 3D in the same format you accepted 2D your whole life. And then on top of that, for younger kids that'll be watching, they'll be looking at it like, oh, this is cool, and they won't have a problem really with 3D as much, because now it's been, within the confines of their mainstream entertainment. And I say all that to say that MAPPA Studios is establishing a new studio specializing in CGI. Well, let's read the article, and we'll dive more in, because obviously I have a lot to say here. It says, MAPPA establishes new studio specializing in CG in Osaka. Animation studio MAPPA announced on Tuesday that it has established a new studio in Osaka that will specialize in CGI work, specifically 3D CG, background art, photography, finishing, editing, and design. The company established the studio in Osaka so that creators and students who live in the Kansai region who do not wish to leave their hometowns can still work in the anime industry. Remember, we did talk about that they created a new studio. I did not realize that it was specifically to handle 3D CG, but that also is very interesting timing, considering we have the Chainsaw Man anime that we know is going to, unfortunately, have to use that type of effects, because, I mean, for crying out loud, the guy has a moving chainsaw and he's the main character, and I meant moving chainsaw for a head. Yeah, the company is recruiting staff for the new studio now. Masao Maruyama founded MAPPA in June 2011, and Manabu Otsuka is the company's CEO. The company currently has around 250 employees. 250 employees. Ay, Dios mío. Santa Maria, Madre de Dios. And has studios in Tokyo and Sendai. MAPPA has studios in Tokyo and Sendai. MAPPA has produced such anime as Kids on the Slope, In This Corner of the World, Yuri on Ice, Jujutsu Kaisen, and Attack on Titan, the final season, and more, trust me. And yeah, it just seems very bold. It seems like it's starting to come to a point where it's like, damn, okay, so if Mappa keeps on taking all the work, we got stuff like, some of the bigger ones out there, like Wit Studio is struggling, even though they're doing amazing, phenomenal job with series like Ranking of Kings. Ranking of Kings is so freaking amazing. Go watch Ranking of Kings. Go support Wit Studio, whatnot. But like, you got big giants like Wit Studio going down. Madhouse, they're crickets at this particular point. I guess Studio Bones is getting their bread because they're doing these movies, but My Hero Academia anime is giving them a bad reputation out here. Like, where are we going? We're gonna call Studio Arms to put down some of the ecchi and come over here like, yeah. It's little by little becoming the Mappa Studio show and the God Ufotable. It's like God comes down every now and then, blesses the table with some Demon Slayer, and then the king comes through and it's like, all right, now it's time for everything else. Here you go. Here's some Attack on Titan final season. It's an interesting thing, to say the least, in terms of Mappa Studios. And now that they're pushing the CGI agenda, I keep on telling people, and people are like, oh, you're fear-mongering. Oh, it's not that serious. Oh, it's not that bad. Now, I guess it's not that bad is people that have already accepted or appreciate or enjoy or don't necessarily mind the 3D CG aspects to anime, and those people are, I guess, in a different category. But for people that understand the impact and where things are going, if Mappa Studio, this new studio that I thought was just like, hey, we need more traditional animation, done over here. We're tired of freelancing all over Twitter and shit like that. Let's produce more. No, it's, hey, let's add more of this big problematic aspect that is plaguing the industry, that is going to take over at some given point, 3D CG. So keep on. FORNEVERNEWS, fear-mongering. He doesn't know any. Arguably one of the biggest animation producing studios in Japan and one of the most known out there on the interwebs. Mappa Studio is creating a brand new building, has created and employing new employees for a specifically designed CGI invested studio. That don't sound like it's a low priority. In fact, it sounds like expect more CG in your anime, and who knows, this could be the end of Mappa Studio, because every great thing can come to an end, and will come to an end. I mean, the Roman Empire came and went, and Mappa Studios keep stretching yourself too thin too, 250 employees, new buildings. I thought Madhouse would be here forever, and who's talking about Madhouse nowadays like that, huh? But yeah, people, Mappa Studios progressing, new building, new works. Expect Chainsaw Man's anime will benefit from having more people hands-on working on it. So there's that, but salute to those workers. Okay, people, next up, we got a story regarding, some of y'all may remember we talked about this over here on the channel. I thought it was going to be big. A lot of people thought it was going to be big. In fact, it was pretty popular over here in the West, but surprisingly didn't do so well over there in Japan. The Hunters Guild Red Hood. Y'all remember last year that was one of the biggest upsets and disappointments in terms of the Hunters Guild Red Hood being a new series in Jump and getting canceled and axed, despite the fact over here in the West a lot of us were championing it, saying it's really dope, understanding the potential that it had. I think it did make a lot of missteps going into some training stuff in the middle of like, hey, people aren't really digging the manga right now on the mainstream side. You might want to fix that first and then come back to, high quality stuff, or building towards high quality stuff. But either way, the Hunters Guild Red Hood, it got cut short, and a lot of people, including myself, were very disappointed because I thought that this was the future of Jump. I thought like, boom, we got a new one right here, bam, and it didn't take off. However, Hunters Guild Red Hood fans, at the very least, you're getting a little bit of a treat. I'll say that. You're getting a little bit of a treat because it says here, the final volume for Red Hood will include an epilogue featuring a 1-year time skip in addition to the original one-shot that was done in, I guess it's one of those like Golden Future Cup, I think it's called Golden Future Cup entry or something like that. So you'll be able to see a time skip which was probably planned, because I think there was probably a lot of hope that Hunters Guild Red Hood was going to take off. Maybe they wanted it to take off, and it's just like it had such poor reception over there in Japan that they had no choice but to say no. Like, anybody can get canceled. It's not to necessarily say like anything. Like, look at Masashi Kishimoto. He came out with Samurai 8 after Naruto, and despite him being a juggernaut, and despite a year of them putting out this manga, he still got canceled. So anybody can get the axe. Even if over here in the West people were riding with Red Hood, ultimately people really didn't in Japan, and we saw what happened. And it's going to be sad to see, because I got a lot of really am interested to see like a whole chapter or at least a few pages of them in their time skip form and what they would have looked like. I hope to goodness that this author, because this author had a lot of potential and really broke boundaries and got really meta towards the end of the manga. I really, really hope that this author comes out with something else in the near future. I'm very, very interested interested, and I am still invested in the Hunters Guild Red Hood, I guess, lore, but more importantly, I want to see what this author can do next. I hope it's something really as awesome, and I hope it's nothing like of conforming to the mainstream, because I will say one thing, and it's not to discredit each of these series, because they've done fantastic. I love them, I enjoy them, I've talked about them, I've spent thousands of dollars on books, DVDs, and merchandise, so trust me, I love them. But My Hero Academia and Black Clover, one of the things that I will say is that each of those authors, their works prior that were serialized, for example, with Black Clover, Yuki Tabata had Hungry Joker before that, and with My Hero Academia, Kohei Horikoshi had Sensei no Boge, later on, I guess subtitled as Barrage, before My Hero Academia. That was the two series and whatnot. And both of them didn't do well. Like, they were really awesome stories. I really loved both of them, and they didn't do well. And then they came back, and the series didn't feel as edgy. The series didn't feel like... I ain't gonna lie, I still to this day would love a new Hungry Joker manga, or continuation of Hungry Joker, or a revamp of it. It was so freaking good. And Black Clover, likewise, didn't feel as... like, Black Clover felt like, okay, it kind of conformed to Shonen Jump's norms and its style and flavor, opposed to Hungry Joker. Like, we're throwing buildings in the beginning. We're getting superpowers by, like... mythical hammers and apple. Like, it was just so wild. It's a shame for Red Hood, but I'm looking forward to it. At least in the final volume, they'll include an epilogue, and hopefully that'll get translated, because yeah, I want to see the little time skip and stuff like that, and can't wait for that author to return. And shout outs to the Hunters Guild Red Hood one more time. Okay, people, and last story of the episode for Blue Lock fans. In case you didn't know, according to this, it says soccer manga Blue Lock upcoming spin-off manga series, which was announced, will be focusing in on Seishiro Nagi. Tentative title is Blue Lock Episode Nagi, and the artist in charge will be revealed at a later time, and it will start in Besatsu Shonen Magazine issue 7, out June 9th, 2022. Now, in case you don't know, for starters, well, above all else, shout outs to Blue Lock getting a spin-off series. That is big. That means that they know that this series is about to go once it gets that anime and all that jazz, so dope stuff there. But also, they really, Kodansha really is trying to hold up Besatsu without Attack on Titan. I gotta stress that, because Besatsu Shonen Magazine was really the Attack on Titan magazine for the longest time. Now they put Orient in there. Now they putting this Blue Lock thing. What was it? It was just, the other day we was talking about another series that they put in Besatsu. Like, Besatsu is trying so heavy to replace and fix the damage that was done of Attack on Titan leaving, but I don't think that, like, maybe this Blue Lock might help, because especially, like, look at Demon Slayer, for example. Demon Slayer is so big, and everything it does, even the freaking gag spinoff does well, so it's a possibility that this Blue Lock could bring some readers to the magazine, but god damn, Besatsu, you really are trying to survive out here. I respect it. But yeah, people, those were all the stories we have for today's episode. Curious what you guys think. Most important story, favorite story, something that I didn't cover that you're like, yo, Fornev, cover it, man, cover it. Let me know. That's all I have for this one, though. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. And remember the golden rule: anime and manga for life, boy. Have an awesome day. Peace in, and you guys just watched another episode of FORNEVERNEWS. Have an awesome day. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell, baby. Let's do it.
So just go to ForneverWorld.